November 24th, back in the greenhouse here. Just stoked up with some maple. Lots of maple on a nice coal base. Good heat production on now. Thermal mass is probably, well, we'll just take a look. You can see it's been climbing rapidly since I got the heat cranking. It's closing on 130, and I just moved the sensors for the secondary thermal mass over to the cold water tank for watering plants, and you can see the BTU drop because I just imported cold water from the pool with a 5-gallon bucket to refill the watering tank here. This water's super cold, so I'm going to warm it up a bit. So I just thought I would drop those sensors in there to get an idea what that tank temperature is actually at, and then we can actually watch that temperature move on the chart over the next couple hours. I'll probably leave it in there for a while. I just put the pump on in permanent mode for now. We're going to siphon some heat back off of the upper thermal mass, and I'll compensate for that by opening the throttles a little bit. We'll probably go to we're on a 1.1 right now. I'll probably go to a 1.5, 1.5 for a while, and just bring that temperature up rapidly, and then we'll switch back to thermal mass 2. I'll try and get a couple more clips as this evolves. Okay, been a little bit, maybe 40 minutes or so. This is nice and warm now. You can actually see a bit of steam coming off the top. So that wasn't long. This is still warm to the touch. Still got some decent heat in it. We'll take a look at the chart here quick. You can see we dropped to about 45 degrees here on the secondary thermal mass average, and then you can see when I brought that pump on, you can see the temperature of that climb right out, and now we're up around 80. And then now you can see the rapid drop of the upper, the BTU3, as it's called in the database. That's this big pot on top. You can see that temperature drop very rapidly, and you can see it's starting to climb back up now. I left the throttles down at 1.1 before, and I just opened them up to 1.5, 1.5. So I'm going to switch the sensors back over, and then we'll look at the chart again here in a sec, and you'll see our actual thermal mass value again, recovery. But that's a nice way to heat up water for watering plants and not have this cold thermal mass sitting in the greenhouse. Alright, I just switched it over, and in the next minute or so we'll see the next chart reading, and that'll indicate, I guess I'll show you while we're waiting for that chart to update. I put the two sensors back in here, put the pump and the output line from this thermal mass back in here, and so we're now reading this tank, and we're not considering that tank in BTUs, but we have it registered. Well, we don't. We have its temperature registered. We don't have its BTUs registered because this current software system does not calculate BTUs on the fly. It calculates and logs to the database. Future renditions of this will calculate on the fly so that we're more dynamic and responsive to changing needs in the greenhouse. Anyway, now you can see we can see a glitch in the logger because I was moving those sensors around and they're not soldered in tight yet. So there's that. The next reading, we'll see the whole thing stabilize. Alright, here we are. It's been a few minutes. Stove throttle still open, nice and hot. Got good hot maple burning in it. You can see the red line, that bright red line, going up rapidly. That's the stove temperature. You can see the thermal mass make an abrupt shift from where it came up to where it jumped up to here. Deheat obviously is recovering, and we'll go up and look at BTUs. You can see thermal mass 1 and 2 in total are back about where they were before we switched out to the other tank. So, just an example of how you can see what's going on with things real easily through the chart and monitor and adjust to changing environments easily if things are set up and engineered nicely. Here we are later on in the greenhouse and looking at the charts. You can see we warmed up that 40-gallon batch of 45-degree water, and you can see in the scheme of things it's rather insignificant. Really nice to have this sort of a management system and to be able to really understand the thermal dynamics involved. If you don't have a Raspberry Pi, I say get one. What a great project, piece of hardware to learn on and work with. Yes, the future of robotics. Alrighty, November 25th. Here we are in the rain, in the dark. Finished this up before the rain started. Got this last corner filled in here. And got this corner filled in here. So we're basically wrapped with wood chips all the way around with a nice berm. Greenhouse is nice and tight and cozy now. And now when the cold weather comes, we can see how it performs. I think it's going to make a massive difference just based on the little bit of experience I've seen so far, just from the 30-degree nights we've had, 25-degree nights we've had so far. So I'm excited for that. And I guess I'll just show you this log that I brought back just a little while ago. Big old maple log. She's a long one. It's actually a branch out of a tree. I don't know if you can really get an idea at night just how big that is, but it's probably all of 80 foot long. It was wedged in a weird spot. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to get it out, but it actually flexed enough to come out from between the trees it was in, and just skidded her back up. So that's nice. Managed to pull another turn of some firewood toward having a big pile. Got to have a big pile before the snow sets. I got to imagine that's going to be soon, so got to keep trucking. Alright, I think that's it for this video for now. Hope you found this interesting or informative. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.